First of all, I'm sorry. I apologize. It's been a long time. I know. Okay, I know it's been a long time. I even look weird. I look crazy, but I've been hustling. I've been working on something, and I've been so busy with my full-time job. As you know, I'm working a 9 to 5 job. Okay, so bear with me, forgive me, have mercy upon me. Anyway, so today I'm going to be showing you my full strategy, steps I follow before executing a trade, and how I manage that trade to TP or to loss. You understand? So I'm going to be showing you these simple steps on the charts, so you can practice wherever you are. You can back test wherever you are. Just try it out. It's gonna work for you. I'm a day trader, but I can also do scalping. For swing trading, it's hard for me to hold a trade for all that time. Kudos to everyone that can do swing trading. Why I say. So let's hop in on the charts. I show you how this is done and how my strategy moves. Wait, before we go very far, I want to remind you I trade only gold. Guys, so let's pop in on our charts. In 3 minutes, I'll be sharing my screen. In 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Hello guys, I believe you can see my screen very well. So I'm going to be following these simple steps, as you can see just here. Okay, so I'll just push back to do a replay for you guys, but these are the simple steps I'm going to follow. As you can see, we shall be using a 15-minute time frame as our high time frame, and we shall be using 5 minute or 3 minute for our entry. Okay, so what do we consider before entering a trade? We should see a break of structure, then a pullback that will act as liquidity, right? And then after, what happens after price coming back to grab our liquidity? Then we shall look for confirmation on a 3 minute or 5 minute to execute our trade. What is the remaining thing is to manage your trade, risk management and everything. So these are the only steps I follow before entering a trade. So I'm going to be on the 15 minute as I told you. So let's see how this performs. So what is our first step? We are looking for a break of structure, for price to break this high to create a break of structure. Then we wait for price to retrace back, looking for pullbacks that act as liquidity before entering our trade. Okay, so this is the movement. As you can see, this video is going to be short. So after breaking our structure, we use this tool. It's called a horizontal ray. So we use our tool to mark the pullbacks. As you can see, this is a good pullback, so we mark it. Okay, so we wait for price to come, take it out, then we can find an entry on a lower time frame. Let's keep replaying. Mind you, if price creates another pullback, so we shall shift our liquidity down here or create another liquidity, leaving alone this one. Then after, we know that price is targeting this or this, but for now we still have only one pullback, which is still valid. If price breaks this or sweeps if price sweeps this, we shall count this as our new liquidity. If price closes above this with a full body, that means it has created another break of structure. So let us keep playing. Nice. As you can see, price didn't close above with body, it swept, so this becomes our new liquidity point. As you can see, this becomes our new liquidity point. So what do we expect? We expect price to come down, sweep out this. Okay, after sweeping out this, we shall find an entry on a 3 minute or 5 minute. Okay, as you can see, price has clearly swept our liquidity. So what do we do next? We scale into the 3 minute or 5 minute to find a confirmation. As you can see, on a 3 minute, these are the steps I follow when I'm entering a trade. So guys, I hope you're paying attention. Okay, so on a 3 minute, when I come to the 3 minute, I'll be looking for a bullish engulfing candle or this type of pattern. I'll be looking for bullish engulfing candle or this kind of pattern. As you can see, pattern like this. Okay, this next low is higher than this, then price continues up. Okay, but for now, at the moment, I'm looking for a bearish. I can see already one confirmation, a bullish engulfing candle. I will delete this. So let us see how price reacted off this. Let's put our stop loss kindly down to give room to our trade. Always give room to your trade. So let us see how this performed. You see, this was not enough room. Price could have swept you. If your spreads are very high, price might have swept you here, but later on price reacted off, heading to our take profit, as you can see in the nice. So here price has hit our TP, but though this trade price already swept our liquidity or our stop loss, that means we might have lost this because of no room, or this was enough room. So we believe losses happen in trading, so this could have been a loss in our trade. So what happens next? You scale into your 15-minute back at 15-minute time frame again. What are we looking for? We are looking for another break of structure, which you can see around here. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. Nice. So this becomes a good break of structure. Since the price has broken and closed above with full body, this becomes a valid break of structure. So what do? We mark our liquidity points. So let us mark this pullback. As I told you, the pullbacks are the ones that I consider as the liquidity points. So what do we expect? We want price to come and sweep this on a 15-minute time frame, or it can close above, it can close below with body, but close above, next candle close above. That is also okay. So now let us wait and see how price reacted off here. Now price creates another pullback, which is this. So what are we expecting? We're expecting price to come and sweep this on a 15-minute and close above, but price did not sweep. Instead, let us see the next candle. Nice. So the next candle went through it without sweeping, and another candle closed below. So if price had given us a candle closing below with body and the next one closing above this liquidity, we could look for an entry on a 3-minute. But since it is not like this, let us wait for the next liquidity point. So this one becomes invalid. We can delete this. So let us see the next movement. Nice. So as you can see, price came, swept our liquidity with body closing down, but the next candle closed above our liquidity. That means that is also a good sweep. So let's scale into our 3-minute or 5-minute to look for a bullish or engulfing candle, or 5-minute. Let us see. So as you can see, we find a bullish engulfing candle on a 5-minute. So let us just give me 1 minute. Let me first delete this. So we shall give our entry here. We shall put our entry here, target this high. Okay, our stop loss just slightly below our wick. Okay, so let us see how price is moving. Remember steps I follow. If price touches 60 pips, I break even. Then if price hits 100 pips, I close 50% of my trade. So if it is 2 trades if you have 2 trades, you can close 1, then 1 remains at break even, risk free. Okay, so let us play and see. Apparently price hit our 60 pips. That means we can break even. We can break even and leave our trades to reach and hit 100 pips. Then we can close 1. I believe price has hit 100 pips. So you close one of your trades or 50% of your trades, then leave the rest to run to full TP. As you can see, price hit our full TP on this one. Okay, price hit our full TP on this one, so we scale in back to the 15-minute. You can scale into the 15-minute. So I'll give another more example to see how price respects, then we can know. So price created another break of structure. As you can see, it created another break of structure here. That means, what are we looking for? As I told you, break of structure, then we look for pullbacks as our liquidity points. Then another pullback is here, then another pullback is also here. Okay, so the line or the range we are dealing with is from here to here. Okay, because price has been creating higher highs and higher lows, and this is the movement, as you can see, from here to here, then from here to here. Okay, so let me delete this. Okay, now what are we waiting for? We are waiting for price. We are waiting for price to come and sweep out this liquidity. If it violates this liquidity, we shall be targeting for this liquidity. The same applies to the third one. So let us see. So as you can see, price has swept our first liquidity, which is a very good sign, as you can see, and closed above. So we scale into our 3-minute or 5-minute to find a confirmation. You shouldn't enter the trade unless you have a confirmation. Okay, so to be on the safer side, if you want to be on the safer side to not lose a lot, you can put your stop loss here. But for me, as my trading plan is always, my stop loss, however big it is below the wick that swept my liquidity. So let us see, and I always target the next swing high. Okay, so I don't care how much, but I'm always sure the price will go here, and even what I'm losing is what I'm losing. I always trade risking what I can afford to lose. So let us see how price reacted off this. I know my stop loss is bigger than what I'm targeting, but always I trust my strategy. So not 100%, but it usually works very well. So if you master this, trust me, every day you can make something out of this. You can lose one but win like two, or lose two and win one, which will cover up all the two that you've lost. So let us see how price moved. As you can see now, if you had put your stop loss here, price would have taken you out. But remember, as for me, I told you my stop loss is always here. You can leave your price and always target. You can put your TP at always 1 to 2, like around here. But me, normally I would break even or close from here. So let us see the movement. Amazing. So price has hit our take profit, but for someone who is willing to go an extra mile, you can just break even. You can just break even and leave price to see if it can give you 1 to 2. Unfortunately, price did not give us 1 to 2. Instead, it break even. Okay, so what happens next? Now our target is, if we are looking for another break of structure on the 15-minute time frame, right? So let us see this performance. Let us see. So what is our next liquidity zone? This is a break of structure. If it breaks above this, we shall have a new break of structure. Nice. So let us see how this plays out, but this is our new liquidity point. Okay, so let us see how this can be our liquidity point, then our next liquidity point. So roughly this is how I trade per day. Okay, let us see. So as you can see, price I was anticipating if price has closed below and this next candle closes above with body above our liquidity point, we can scale into the 15-minute, sorry, to the 3-minute or 5-minute to find entry. But next candle didn't close above, so this can be invalid trap. It can be a trap or invalid setup. So what do we expect? We should cancel this and target for the next liquidity point we marked. As you can see, price later on came to our next liquidity point, swept it on the 15-minute and closed above. So what do? We scale into our 3-minute to find entry. That is the bullish engulfing candle as our entry confirmation. Without that, you shouldn't enter, just let the trade to go. Nice. As you can see, we have got a bullish engulfing candle on a 3-minute. So this is where our entry could have been, around here. As you can see, around here, our stop loss just slightly below. You can target this high. You can target this high. Okay, you can target this high or target the 15-minute time frame high. Okay, but there's a lot of liquidity on this zone, so let us see how this played out. Let us see how this plays out. Before we continue with this trade, please don't forget to comment, don't forget to share, don't forget to like, and don't forget to subscribe down below. I appreciate each and everyone that pays attention to my videos. If you've reached this far, I appreciate the love, I appreciate the time. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. So as you can see here, we have this trade, we have lost it. But for some reason, if you know, as I told you, whenever you make 60 pips, I told you should break even, right? So price here could have hit our break even, which is not a bad thing. Okay, this is not a bad thing. So what happens? We have hit our break even. We remember we only have one loss, and this was our first trade here. Okay, so we won 1, we won 2, and we have 1 break even. Okay, so what happens? You go back to your 15-minute time frame. What are we looking for? Since we have broken this low, this becomes a change of character. Okay, we are now looking for selling positions. So what happens in a selling position? We look for a break of structure to the downside. So our first break of structure is this. Since price closed below with a body, this becomes a break of structure. So I want to give you one example in a selling market. So once you get our BOS break of structure, we map out our liquidity points, and this is one of them. Okay, so another one, we shall mark this as our next liquidity point. So let us wait for price to come and sweep out this liquidity, then we can scale into the 3-minute to find entry. So as you can see, price created another pullback here since it broke this previous low. So this becomes another liquidity point. But now let us see the performance here. If 15-minute time frame candle sweeps and closes below, we shall find another entry on that point. But no, price did not close. As you can see, let me go back here. Price came and it closed above. As you can see, on the 15-minute, price came and closed above with body. So if the next candle can close below, we can find entry on this liquidity point. As you can see, the next candle closed above, which is invalid. So this is an invalid liquidity point. So what we are targeting is the next liquidity point. So let us delete this and we target the next liquidity point. So this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. and then we can sell up to this point. Okay, so let us see how this plays out. Nice. So as you can see, 15 has swept our liquidity. Let us scale into our 3-minute to find entry. Okay, as you can see, after price sweeping our liquidity on the 15-minute time frame, it gave us a bearish engulfing candle. So this is where we could enter from. Okay, put our stop loss slightly above, give it some room, then we target this low down here. Is that okay? So let us see how this plays out. Please remember, when price hits 60 pips, we break even, then we leave them to the two trades to go to 100 pips and then close 50% and leave the rest to go to full TP. As you can see here, we have hit, we must have hit our 60 pips. So what do? We break even risk free, so we leave the rest to go to TP. Now we have hit 100 pips, so we close one trade or 50% of our trades and leave the rest to go to full TP. Guys, what I'm sharing with you is a full playbook or trading plan you can follow every day when you're trading your market. If you're in a market trading, if you're forex trader or metal trader, but basically I recommend this strategy on gold because that's what I've tested a lot. So try this with gold, back test it, and if it works for you, you can continue using it or even practice it more better than, and you can acquire the skill more than even anyone who has taught it to you. So just try it and see. So here we hit our TP, our full TP on this trade. So what happens next? You scale into 15-minute, looking for a break of structure. For example, if price comes and breaks this, you look for sell. Okay, so it is just like that. But remember, on our market going up, as you can see, our market going up, this was bullish. We have also some liquidity points this side. As you can see, this can be liquidity, this can be liquidity point, this can also be a liquidity point, this that sparked up. As you can see, this liquidity point is the one that pushed this price to go up from here. As you can see, this liquidity point spiked up this buy to the bullish side. So we have another liquidity point this side that can spike up from here. If price comes and sweeps it, we can expect a buy in a selling market, which I don't recommend, but if you know what you're doing, then it can. Let me show you. As you can see, let us see. Now you can see price came and swept this liquidity I've told you from the buying side. So here you can scale in a few buys in a selling market if you know what to do. So as you can see, on our 15-minute, price closed below, but the second candle closed above. So here we could have scaled in our 3-minute to find entry, as you can see. So if you're watching, you could have got an entry here. You could have got an entry here on this bullish engulfing candle of 3-minute time frame, and then target the next high. Okay, then target the next high, just like this. Okay, so let us see how this plays out, and I'll call this the last example. As you can see, by now it would have hit 60 pips or 100. You could have already closed some of your trades or your profits and leave the rest to go to full TP. Amazing. So I'll call this a day. Hope you find this video interesting. If you like such content, please leave a like, leave a subscribe, and leave a comment on what you want me to explain more about this strategy. Peace. Take care, guys.